Hello, everybody. I'm Coach Rosa Seward of Brickhouse Fitness in Stafford, Virginia. I am here today making a stir fry. So I just wanted you to follow along. It's going to be very simple, but I'm going to make enough so that I have stir fry that I can eat throughout the week. I'm going to have it with possibly with shrimp, possibly with tofu, and my husband will probably have some with some chicken breast. So I'm going to, I've already got my onions placed in the pan. So I've got those sauteing on low. And I'm going to add my other vegetables that I've already chopped. Chopped most of them, but not everything. So I'm going to add I have celery, carrots, and green peppers. And just going to put those in the pan and get those going. I have a lot of vegetables, so I'm going to actually use 2 pans. But these are the ones that take a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to put those over here. And my green peppers. Place that there. I'm going to start on this side with some mushrooms. And I bought these already cut, sliced. I just rinse them and put them on a paper towel to absorb moisture. I'm gonna let that go. I have some bok choy that I'm going to add. So while this is cooking down, and notice I did not put any oil in the pan at all. I am just putting those mushrooms in there. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there and then season them, and they will absorb the flavor of all the seasonings. Trying to cut back on adding fat wherever possible. So got some mushrooms going there. My other vegetables here, I'm going to season them, and I don't typically measure things. I just season them until I think that they taste the way I want it to taste. So a little sea salt here. And I also put sea salt in the mushrooms. I'm going to use some pepper, black pepper. And if you don't like any of these seasonings or spices, don't add them. Some people don't like to see little black flecks in their food, so they use white pepper. That's absolutely fine. Or if you don't like spice at all, leave it out. Cook for your taste. I'm going to also add some onion powder, although there are onions already in there, just for flavor. Probably about a half teaspoon. And I love garlic powder, so I put garlic powder in everything. I actually have some garlic. I think I'll add some fresh garlic also. And then I'm also going to put in some ginger powder. Probably add a little bit more of that. That one hasn't been opened yet. So a little ginger powder. And I'm just going to stir these. Again, these vegetables take a little bit longer to cook, so I try to put those in. In fact, the onions, I had those on already. And, you know, you cook these to your taste. I like my vegetables a little bit on the crunchy side. I like to taste them rather than having them really, really soggy and cook too long. But that's my personal preference. You cook the way you want to cook. So got that going. I wish I had some red pepper just to give it that pop of color. Mushrooms are cooking down. And the good thing about mushrooms is whatever flavor you put on them, it absorbs it, takes on that flavor. Now I'm going to be using Bragg's liquid aminos instead of soy sauce. And I'm also going to put in a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit of olive oil at the end just to stir fry them all together. While that stuff is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my bok choy and add it to the pot. And I just like to do a rough chop on these. I've already rinsed these. Clean them. I like to clean my vegetables even if they're supposed to be clean already. And I put the whole entire thing in there, the stalk and the leaves. Just do a little rough chop on those. While that's going, I'm going to stick these over in the pan where the mushrooms are, just because there's room in that one. Again, these are, I just do a rough chop on these. I'm going to cut some of the stem off. I don't like it too big and bulky. I have a garbage bag over on this side, a little garbage bowl to put all of my extra stuff, the trash. And now, like I said, I'm making so much because I'm cooking enough for myself, for my husband, my sons probably. Sometimes they will eat it, sometimes not, just depends. But all that goodness there. Another good thing to do if you have vegetable broth for flavor, I'm choosing not to, I'm trying not to include anything that's processed. I just want to just make clean, whole foods. So let that go. It's looking good already. The bok choy doesn't take long to cook. Add a little more water. Let that cook. Does not take long at all for a stir fry. You can also add broccoli to this. I don't have broccoli, and that's the only reason why I don't have any in here. Let that cook down a little bit. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It smells good. It smells so good already. To stretch this even longer, you can pour it over some soaked rice noodles. Or stir it in there together. Make a lo mein type dish. And I'm cooking this fairly quickly, so I've got it on nice high heat. I'm just going to take one carrot out to see if it's at that consistency that I like. And it is. And the water has almost cooked completely out of it. So now I'm going to add a little sesame oil. You can't put too much of this because it's really strong. Same here. Because remember, these two dishes are going to be coming together. And now I'm going to put in some Bragg's liquid aminos. And again, I don't measure. You know, I don't put a lot in. Then if I have to add some more, I'll add more. About a tablespoon, not even a tablespoon, but a little olive oil. Now it's going to start to fry. Ooh, it smells good. You hear that sizzle? That's the fry part. If you have a wok, it's even better. I don't have a wok. I don't stir fry that much. Oh, it smells so good. Turn that one off. Transfer. And now meld these flavors together. Oh my gosh. Smells divine. Turn that off. I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seed. I think I have some sesame. Yep. So just a little sesame seed that I got from Mom's Organic. And again, I'm not measuring. I'm just sprinkling. I don't like too much. But wow. Talk about delicious. Smells yummy. Woo! Woo! I'm losing my food. Wow. So, I already have prepared some chicken breast for my husband. So I've got that. I'm just going to chop that up and put it to the side. And then put some in for him so that it has the soy flavor also. And for myself, I have cooked some blocks of tofu, and I just put them in little snack bags because this is about a serving size. So I use a fourth block of extra firm organic tofu, and I just make a lot of them so that I can just throw that as my protein for when I'm making my salads or stir fry or any dish like that. So this will be for me. He'll have the chicken breast. Later in the week, I'll probably cook some shrimp and use some of the leftovers for a shrimp stir fry. And again, all you need to do when you're reheating it is just put it in a pan, add a little bit more of the Bragg's liquid amino and some water just to give it something so that it doesn't stick to the pan. And then add your meat or protein and call it a day. So I'll give you a close-up of, sorry, I don't have my videographer here today, but this is what it looks like. Yummy. So thank you for joining me. That again, 15 minutes is about how long it took to make my stir fry. So it doesn't take a long time. You don't have to be in the kitchen forever, for hours and hours and hours. Something quick like this is easy to do. And again, prepare a lot of it so that you have leftovers. And then you can stretch that out for a whole week or so. Okay? Thank you. Coach Rosa Seward signing off.